What if I told you there's a radio that does not play music, does not broadcast news, only voices, voices that are not alive, confessions from people who died decades ago, some violently, some mysteriously, and they all know exactly who's listening. One man found this radio, and what started as curiosity turned into a hunting he could not escape. Stay with me because by the end of this story, you will question every sound you hear in the silence. It started with an old radio. Mark found it while cleaning out his grandfather's basement, covered in dust with knobs worn down from time. It looked like it had not worked in years. Still, something about it made him take it home. It felt strange in his hands, cold even in the heat. He plucked it in out of curiosity. To his surprise, the red dial lit up. Static filled the room. Then he turned the knob slowly and heard it. A voice, soft, crackling, a woman talking about a dinner party she never arrived at. Her voice faded and another took its place. A man describing a staircase that never ended. Mark through. It must be some forgotten broadcast loop or late night station. But the night, different voices came. Then again the next night, all at exactly 1:13 a.m. No music, no station name, just whispering. Voices telling stories that felt too personal, too real. They did not feel like fiction. They felt like confessions, unfinished thoughts from people who never got to finish living. One voice spoke of fire, another about walking into a lake and not feeling the cold. Some cried, some screamed. One night, a child's voice asked why no one ever came for her. Mark became obsessed. He stayed up every night just to listen. He wrote the voices down, tried recording them, but when he played the tapes back, nothing, just static. The voices only came through alive, only for him. Then things got worse. The voices began mentioning him. They described his apartment, the pictures on his wall. One voice laughed and said, "He is wearing blue tonight." Another said, "He keeps listening, even though we warned him." They knew him, they watched him. He tried to stop. He unplugged the radio, smashed it, burned it. But the next night it was back on his shelf, whole, untouched, still glowing red. He started seeing things in the corners of mirrors, shapes that were not his reflection. One night the voice he heard was not strangers, it was his own. It repeated things he had said earlier that day. Then it told him what he had dreamed that night. And it was right. He drove to a motel 2 towns away. No radio in the room. He felt safe until 1:13 a.m. His phone turned on by itself, static, then a whisper, "We missed you." He found a professor who studied paranormal artifacts. She touched the radio once, then jerked her hand back, her eyes filled with fear. She told him the radio was not a machine. It was a breach, a doorway, a place where the dead could reach through if someone listened long enough. And Mark had listened too long. She told him to bury it in a place where nothing ever grows, far from people. He did exactly that, deep in the woods. Then he moved across the country, changed his number, started over, but it did not end. Now anything can become the radio, his phone, his laptop, a Bluetooth speaker, sometimes even just the hum of silence before the sound begins, always at 1:13 a.m. The voices returned and they were angrier, hungrier. They no longer asked to be heard. Now they speak like they are here, like they are standing behind him, breathing the same air. One night the voice said, "You let us in." He is not the same anymore. His eyes are hollow. He does not talk much, but every night without fail he waits because he knows if he does not listen, They will come louder, closer. The worst part is not the voices anymore. It's the silence that comes right before them. That pause when everything feels still, like the world is holding its breath, because that's when Mark knows that theirs are already in the room and soon they will be in yours too.